And welcome to the new episode of the Drisbowl podcast that we do, the Mocarl and Conman podcast. That's the name. We do it every week on we do it on a Tuesday, and you get it in your ear holes on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Connor, this is week. I'm here with Connor, my co-host as always.
Hello and welcome to the Drisbowl podcast. It's called the Mocarl and Conman show.
Well said. This is week 11, week 12. We just did week 12.
We finished week 12. Yeah.
So
I believe this is episode 13 of this show.
Yeah. So week 12, you carry the 1 divided by the square root of 16. We got one game left, Connor. Is that right?
God.
One game with the regular season
I'll
left.
have to check with NASA, but I think the maths checks out.
And what a way to spend the last breakdown before the last game show.
Yes.
Done to bring on a special guest, Shawla. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys,
Welcome.
how are you?
Welcome aboard.
Big fan here.
Yeah. Do you listen? Are you devout, or do you miss a couple, or what's going on? What's
No,
your
I'm a tiny fan.
what does that mean?
No, I listen to them all. Don't be silly.
Oh yeah.
I don't listen to them all. I don't listen to them all like straight away. I do forget
Okay.
until there's a big argument on WhatsApp about it, and then I listen. I'm like, oh, I must see what this is about.
Shawla, maybe you should be listening because we give you advice on your team. Maybe you should be listening
I know.
faster in
That's
the
why I
week.
listen. I do listen. But in fairness, I just get a lot of shit most of the time. So I'm like, I really want to be taken down this evening.
Yeah, well, sometimes you need to be taken down, Shawla, you tiny witch bitch.
I
Famously haunting the league for years
My
now.
witch powers have gone for the last while.
Yeah, you've lost the magic a little bit.
My mojo downhill.
You've lost your witch bitch power, Shawla, and they came into power today, but we'll get into that. Shawla, what we'd like to do to start a show, I don't know if you're aware, is a little segment we like to call Getting to Know the Coach. Shawla, we're gonna get to know the coach. That coach being you, the first female contestant on Get to Know the Coach, Connor. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think she'll be good, but not as good as her male counterparts.
Okay.
Like in the Olympics.
Yeah, kind of.
The gymnasts.
There's only one way to
Maybe.
find out. Alright, Shawla, you ready to play Get to Know the Coach?
Born ready.
Alright, Shawla. These are all, I should preface this, or not preface, whatever the word is that should be in there. That, again, this is all Doug's research.
Expert research.
Okay.
Expert research. Doug
Can't wait to meet them.
Doug digs in deep. He gets it done. He's a real team player, and
He's a go-getter.
yeah,
He doesn't get caught. He goes get.
yeah, that's true. So I think we're in the long haul with Doug now. Saying that, let's begin. Shawla, says here you are heavily involved with the Mocarl women's football team. How did that come about?
Well, you were just born into it. Then a sinkhole came and killed everyone. No more team. That's why I moved to Belfast.
Oh my god.
Did you guys hear of it?
I didn't hear about that in
Didn't hear
the
about that either.
news. Yeah.
That got dark.
No,
It didn't travel.
Nobody was actually killed. My football pitch did fall through the ground.
Oh no way! You had an actual sinkhole.
Yeah, there was like a big mine underneath it, and it collapsed.
What do you mine for in Mocarl?
Yeah.
Gold?
Bad times.
Diamonds?
Real bad times. No, just rock.
Shawla, there of course was a huge lawsuit over the use of the then Tiny Pow's name taken out against you by the women's football team. How was that resolved?
Well, you see, what happened there was everyone on that team is a tiny bitch. So they all just came at me. They said, that's our name. And I said, fuck you guys. And I left.
Yeah. There you go.
They didn't get any money out of me.
A little bit of history. Good work, Shawla. Shawla, have you ever seen Big Trouble in Little China?
No.
Shawla, it says here that you received your degree from Witchcraft and Wizardry from Hogwarts in 2010. What's your favourite spell, and why are you such a bitch?
Oh, you just lost your
Cackle, yeah. It was a real you finally got me. Sorry, Shawla, go on.
Fuck you guys.
Shawla, in an interview, John, in an interview... Shawla.
Continue.
Alright, John, the next question is, are you single?
Nope.
The next question is, do you want to date Doug? Do you want to...
Doug, is he single?
The next statement just says, Doug is so lonely.
Aw, I'll take Doug out.
What's going on, Doug? Huh? Jeez. Poor guy.
Doug, we had Rob on last week. He would have been a much better option for you.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean, Connie?
I mean, this is a private conversation between me and Doug. Can you stop eavesdropping?
Yeah, come on, Sean, you tiny bitch. Sean's using her goddamn witch bitch powers for everything. Shawla, in an interview with Who's That Over There? Is it a ghost? I'm not sure. Let me check. Oh, fuck, it is a ghost. Run. Magazine. You mentioned you were a keen map drawer. What's up with that?
Well, what's that word? Cartography? Always been a big fan. You know, I like to just get in there, you know, draw everything out. It's like Dungeons and Dragons. You know, you set your path and you're right on what the fuck I'm saying, guys.
It's really interesting, Shauna. Connor, have you ever done any map drawing?
I believe it's all been done. On this planet anyway. Maybe I'll get onto Venus, do some maps there.
Yeah.
Although that's mostly just gas. So
yeah, Mars would be good, but NASA recently, Sean, I don't know if we might hit this in the news actually, but NASA landed a...
Yeah, he's going to do a lot of the work. Although, I believe he's digging underground, so he's not moving around.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking...
Michael, did I go see The Martian with you?
Oh, Shauna, who knows? Yes?
Because I remember Kira and Oisin were there, and Kira turned to me during it and was like, is this based on a true story?
I remember you telling me that, yeah. I don't think I was there, though. And Shauna, that was getting to know the coach. Connor, like always, how much better do you think you know Shauna now?
I didn't know about her map skills, so that's interesting. That's not this.
No. Not even the Doug thing? The whole will they, won't they of it all?
Oh, it's a real Ross and Rachel scenario.
Situation, yeah.
Stay
Stay tuned to find out how that one plays out. Shauna, let's go to the news. Breaking 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 news.
I don't think there was any news this week, was there?
News day.
So, in terms of news, I don't want to labour on anything again for fear of bringing up old wounds. But
here we go.
But during
I am here.
during the whole situation, and this I think has gone very under the radar. So the trades happened. It was reneged on or whatever. That was fine. I made the other trade. But in the middle of all that, John wrote this big monologue about resigning from the position. Shawla, what are your thoughts on this? And
I'm not gonna lie, guys, I missed that.
so this is breaking news to you.
Is this on the WhatsApp?
Yeah, it's in the WhatsApp. Oh, it's a couple of days back now, Shauna. It's real deep.
It's
Literally,
hundreds
like,
and hundreds of
I
messages.
would come up from work and there would be like 200 messages on that WhatsApp, and I'm like, fuck that.
I mean, when this was going down, I stopped
skip
looking
it,
up for
like-
about 20 minutes, and it was like 100 messages.
We do love a constitutional crisis in this league, and I think they're good. You know, you got to push the boundaries on them.
Spicy.
So, but during all this, John resigns. He mentions that we should just write a constitution, and maybe no one should be the leader. I think is what he kind
Oh
of.
no, I don't like that. Like, yeah, we should write up a set of rules, but we need to elect someone new if he doesn't want to do it.
So maybe not a commissioner, maybe an administrator.
Was he ever really that good?
Deal with
I don't know.
duties.
Oh,
Let's leave that to the fans to decide.
wow! So Sean is just taking shots at Commissioner John there. Obviously,
Ex-commissioner to be.
post game, Shawna just taking swipes at John.
I think you did great.
Fully deserved, in my opinion. Although I think when I was commissioner, maybe this is just subjectively, but I was like, I think I got a lot more shit in my 2 years than John got for his 2. Should we limit it?
We didn't have a WhatsApp group when you were commissioner, did we?
No, it was just Facebook.
So there's a lot. It's a lot more up to date shit John gets.
A lot quicker to react.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get control of it.
We're a hot group. We come in hot, you know?
Should we limit the term to 2 years, seeing as it's like the goddamn what's the fucking a lot of wizard talk. We saw Harry or the Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Gay Wizard Hitler on Friday. So obviously it's in my head now. So but what's the Defense Against the Dark Arts?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You know, you get it for 2 years and you're like, all right, this is too fucking crazy. I'm fucking out. Fuck all this shit.
It's a curse.
That's a good idea. Yeah, 2 years because you're not committing long term.
Yeah, 2 year limits. That way, no one can accrue power too quickly.
Who do you think who would be interested in taking up the role?
I think Danny would.
Well, that only gives us 16 more years of different commissioners until we're out. So
I would never want to be commissioner. I would suck at being commissioner. I don't know what's going on half the time.
I mean, you can do 2 terms, I imagine.
Do it like Grover Cleveland.
We'd disband after the first year. No, just do your collapse.
I think Barry might, just after his triumphant win every game, he'll either become the commissioner or he'll just retire. Because they're the only things you can do after that.
The only way is down.
Huh?
It would be a miracle now if I beat him next week.
Yeah, Shawna, it really will.
You're not beating him. Sean.
No, 100%.
I know. Yeah, it's not looking good at all. Although to project it is only like 20 points.
I think Rob Fay could. Oh, sorry, Sean. But I think Rob Fay could. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
He could do it. I think he could breathe some life into the league, Connor. I think he'd have some crazy liberal ideas.
Oh, commissioner. Oh, yeah. I thought you meant beating Barry, and I was like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
He's been the lowest scorer 2 out of the last 3 weeks.
No. I think Rob could. He could be like the Barack Obama of the Drisbowl. Whereas I would be the Bill Clinton. John would be obviously the George W. Bush. And then Rob could be Obama. And then I guess Connor would be Trump.
No, I'd be Chelsea Clinton.
Don't you be Chelsea Clinton. Son of a bitch, Connor. We talked about this. So very interesting in the world of the Driss. A lot more news than we're used to.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be talking about this commissionership long into the postseason. Because we won't have anything else to talk about, Shawna.
Yeah.
I know, and we're not fucking listening to Connor talk about Formula 1.
The Formula 1 is in its postseason as well. The last race was on Sunday, Shawna. So.
Oh, thank God.
We could do a hockey podcast.
Oh, fuck no.
Shawna, some other news. Some bad news, actually, down in the Mocarl and Conman HQ, is that Jack Doyle is injured. He got a kidney injury recently, Shawna. A good friend of the show, Jack Doyle. Did you hear when he was on?
Kidney injury.
Yeah. So I'll give you 2 guesses to guess how that fucking alcoholic son of a bitch got injured his kidneys. You know, Sean. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I've been there.
He's a real booze hound, Connor. You had to spend time with him. You said the stench of alcohol was pungent.
Did I?
That's what. Well, I recall it that way.
I said fragrant.
Yeah.
You got drunk on the fumes.
Yeah,
he had a sherry, I believe, is what you said. So, Shawna, it's clear that the drinking has got to him. I mentioned previously that the nihilism of being a detective and, you know, the dark things he sees on all his cases, that it drives him to the drink.
I mean, you've got to let his results speak for him.
Yeah.
It's like how you got to separate the artist from the art, you know?
Yeah.
Like, no one's going around saying Kevin Spacey's movies are shit.
Yeah. Good guy. So, poor Jack Doyle, we wish him the best. He kind of puts John out in a big spot. But in that same matchup, the one that's coming up, John against Martin in the big face-off, he's potentially without Melvin Gordon, Connor. So, an even bigger blow. Some would say, not me, because obviously Jack Doyle is a friend of the show.
Yeah. What's Melvin Gordon ever done for us?
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Melly G, if you're listening, fucking, you know, send us a shout out maybe or whatever. Come on. Boy, that would be a big blow for Martin.
Big blow.
Alright.
Some valuable input there, Sean. Thanks for that.
You guys needed it, you know.
The last bit of news that we have is OC Millions legend Andrew Dalton of the Cincinnati Bengals. He was in the building for a few weeks during the middle of the season. He unfortunately is out for the season, so we just want to send our best wishes to Andy and speedy recovery, my friend.
Thank you for your work this week. You only got 8 points, but it was 8 points that won me the game.
Son of a bitch, Connor. And Shauna, that's the news.
Woo!
Do you have any news you want to tell us, Shauna?
No.
Perfect. Alright, in that case, let's move on to the first matchup.
This time he does go downfield, and it's Davis wide open and just what they needed. 48-yard touchdown.
That was Corey Davis with the touchdown as he and the Sharks exact revenge on the Cougars for a Week 3 defeat in their 114-96 matchup. The Sharks are all but out of the running for the playoffs and would need to beat the Rainbow Warriors and hope for a tie between the Cougars and Crusaders next week to somehow get in. The Cougars go into that matchup knowing that they need to win 4 on the bounce if they're to regain a first championship since 2014. Shauna, tell us about this game. Talk us through it. How did you feel going into this game? You said you followed each game very closely.
Oh, like every day, checking my app, checking the scores, checking everyone's injuries. You know me, on it like just every day.
A car bonnet.
That's why I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna play Corey Davis.
Yeah.
Because he fucking sucks most of the time.
Yeah.
Like majority of the time. Like what was it, week 4? He got like 20 points. And then that was really it.
Yeah.
And then like week 9 or something, he got like 10 points or 15 points. And I was like, and I was going to play D.D. Westbrook, and I was raging when I didn't because he had like 16 points, and I was like, fuck! Then he came through for me in the end. I liked it.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone was giving him shit. Even last week, he was giving him shit. And also last week, you give Ravens a bit of shit.
Yeah.
And they also got me 19 points. So
yeah.
That was them saying, fuck you guys.
That's 100% true.
Yeah. I'm just going to play anyone who you give shit to every week. I'm just going to play them.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I'm pretty sure I gave Peyton Barber some shit recently too, and he turned up at a big spot.
So you're cursed or you're blessed. That's what you look at it.
With healing hands, whoever you deem it will score.
Shauna, so this season you haven't, you're more than likely not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I've come to terms with that. It's very upsetting.
Yeah,
you know, I pride myself on not knowing a fucking thing about this and still making the playoffs every year, and even going on to win it one year.
Yeah.
So not making the playoffs, it fucking sucks because I know how mad it makes you when I do well. So I'm getting my comeuppance right now.
Well, technically,
I'm not gonna get the Marina though, Connor. That's locked up.
Rob Fay. Don't be looking at me. Still will
Connor, I'm rooting for you.
I mean, if we look at throughout the season, Shauna, you are definitely statistically the worst team.
Yeah.
Big time.
Points of scoring. So I would still...
Especially the fact that I had number 1 pick as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you wasted.
That was a wasted pick, yeah. Cause,
not even that, but like the whole way through, I had the first pick in every round.
Yeah.
Fucked it up.
Who was your first second round pick?
In fairness, though, with all your like picks every fucking round, fucked it all up.
Yeah,
fucked up my whole plans and.
Yeah. We shouldn't have picked good players, Shauna. We should have
I know. You should have been more thoughtful to my needs.
Yeah, and again,
insensible.
Yeah, I mean, you are the only lady in the group, so we should.
I know. I mean, gentlemen, ladies first.
You were.
Yeah, that's my biggest. What?
Said you were first.
No, but as in, don't pick on my players. Was this my best week?
No, week 8.
I think it was
9.
Oh yes,
yeah, but I got 114 this week.
Did you?
Yeah. So this is only my second time getting over 100. So
yeah, 114.
Yeah,
it probably is then.
Yeah, because you famously went until week 8 to score over 100 points.
Yeah, against you.
Against me. You fucking bullshit.
And I fucking still lost, so fuck that.
Yeah, well,
do you know what happened? I was thinking too much about it in the first few weeks. I was like looking up to see which players were playing which. It's like if that team's shit, I'd look it up and play. And then I was like, after I kept losing, I was like, fuck this, I'm just gonna play who I like. And then I started winning for a while.
Yeah.
And then you cursed me, telling me that I was a witch, and you figured it out.
Yeah, well, you were a tiny little witch bitch, Shauna. And
not anymore. You can't call me that anymore.
Shawna, this has been going on for years. Remember Halloween in London? Remember all the Halloweens after that?
You were so pissed off.
I was so mad because you didn't care.
Yes. I know, I like it. I still don't care. I still bet you that time.
God damn it, Shawna. We put so much into this. We make podcasts now.
I know, Michael, and I enjoy it, but I'm so bad at it.
Yeah, but we broke that curse, Shawna, and now you'll never make the playoffs again. Now that I've broke your curse.
Fuck you guys, I'm just going to be commissioner and take all your points.
Oh, bollocks, I forgot you could do that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so clever, Shawna. So
I know.
So Shawna, you've had, who were the standout players for your team this season then? Like, so Cam Newton was there for a lot of the season.
Cam Newton, Hopkins, Joe Mixon, that's really
Yeah.
it.
Joe Mixon got injured quite a lot too, though, so he was never...
Yeah, he was up and down, like, but...
And then
I still
Shady...
don't know where.
Oh, was Shady... Yeah, no, Shady was your third round pick, I think?
Yeah, I think so. He was, like, obviously he's good and all, but he had a tough year.
Yeah, but all the writing was on the wall. I remember the draft when we were doing it. And there was something going on with him and the Bills before we drafted, and then you picked him there, and everyone was kind of like, oh, okay. I don't know.
Shit.
So then it kind of, yeah. So maybe if you'd paid attention, Johnny, you'd know that Shady was going through some stuff
Well,
in his life.
I found the draft very difficult this year because I wasn't there in person.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you guys weren't either, but I found it very hard to hear, and I didn't know who was picked and who wasn't picked, and I just found the whole thing very confusing.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. And I was extremely hungover as well.
Yeah. I recall the situation.
Yeah.
Shawna.
So next year I'm going to be in person, ready to go with my clipboard. That's my clipboard.
The boys who did you well this week, Shawna, was Cam Newton, Mixon, Corey Davis, Peyton Barber and the Ravens D got you 119 points, and you beat John's team. So John's team, 96 points is a decent score, and everyone kind of did okay, but he didn't have enough exceptional players. So you had Big Ben got 20, and then Connor, let's talk about C1000's limited form of late.
Yeah, after a strong start to the season, it's just been dipping.
Yeah, he was mostly double digits like the whole way up, and then he just kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that really
he got really good after he joined the Cougars.
Yeah, and then he had a stretch of 4 very good games.
Yeah, now he's been dropping.
Yeah, which is coincide with the Steelers not being as good as well, which I enjoy because it's better for the Patriots. Fuck the Steelers. Yeah, it's coming at a bad time for John. He needs James Conner to be lifting him up. His boy Matt Breda, a former Millions legend, got 14 points. Tyler Lockett, I think, has had a good season for John because he got him quite late in the draft as well, and I think he started slow. Oh, look, that's quite a good season. Yeah,
a couple of ups and downs, but mostly ups.
Yeah, and the ups are high too.
Yeah.
So good work with Tyler Lockett, John. The pocket Lockett. He got Kenny G in, got 9 points. Jack Doyle 7.6. The Tevin Coleman still waiting for that to work out. I think he's been fine all season, but I don't know. Mason Crosby, Mesa got 5. Patriots D got 8, but it wasn't enough for John. Shawna, you have effectively forced John into a playoff to get into the play to get into playoffs, while also securing Dell's place. So speak to that, if you will.
I just want to say you're welcome, Dell. I did that for you. And John, go fuck yourself.
Strong words, Connor.
Strong words.
Would
no,
you?
Now I'm gonna get loads of fucking hate from John. John, I was joking.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna cut that bit out.
Nice.
No, you're joking, but I'm gonna leave the shit talking in. I'm gonna leave this whole section in, Shawty. It's like you don't listen to the pod at all. But it's great to see Dell in the playoffs for the first time.
This is his
first time
ever.
First time in the playoffs, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's my first time not in them. He just replaced me, the bastard.
Wait, did you make it last year? No.
Did I not?
No.
Oh fuck. Where was I?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Because it was Danny.
I can't remember what happened last week.
It was Danny, John, and Martin in the playoffs last year. I do believe. Yeah, Baz is in our division.
What?
I see.
Their division.
Oh, okay.
These stupid do we have to go over this again, Connor? Connor. I was gonna say Connor. John was boned by Kenyon Drake.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here.
who got 21 points, who kind of... It's not that he's been consistently bowling John, but I think he's had one good week when John played him and like 2 bad weeks where he was on his bench. So I don't know what their relationship is. I don't think it's like a love-hate thing. I think it's just... I think John just knows he's not good. And he knows that if he scores, he's lucky. Other than that...
Yeah. He's like a disappointed parent.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have made the difference, though.
No. It would not have. And with that, Shauna, you're not out of the playoffs yet, though.
I'm not going to beat Barry.
You need to beat Barry, and then you need John and Martin to tie.
That's not going to happen.
Could happen.
Stranger things have happened? No, stranger things haven't happened.
Statistically, it could happen.
That's the way it's not going to, though. I've accepted my fate.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone was going to do it, it would be you tiny witch bitch.
I know. I'm going to muster up all my witch friends and do a spell.
Your coven?
My coven, yes.
Shauna, don't you? You keep that coven away from us.
Northern coven.
They're Nordy covens too, Connor.
Yeah.
The worst kind.
It's dark magic.
My God. And on that note, let's move on.
Second down, goal, Chubb. That is it. Chubb, let's see if he got through. Yep, he got in. Lead block, Batonio.
That was new boy Nick Chubb with the score as the Aztecs all but sealed their spot in the Luther playoffs with a 112 to 100 point win over the Crusaders. Coach Farley was decisive in making a trade that he felt could secure him a spot, and the plan worked to perfection. The Aztecs could even afford to leave 57 points on their bench and still get the win. The Crusaders now head into a crunch game versus the Cougars next week, with the winner heading to the playoffs and the loser heading home. So just to clarify, the loser doesn't in fact go home. The loser goes into the Marina playoff spots. That wasn't made clear in the copy, and I apologise.
Doug write your copy this week, did
That was Doug.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
This is why you don't have a girlfriend, Doug.
This is why we always tell him. It's his lack of attention to detail, and the stuff and he just makes things up all the time. Having a real roller coaster day with Doug today.
Well, look, we've only one more week left, and then he's fucking out in his ass.
Yeah, we get new guy in.
Doug too.
I think his name is Alan, but
we call him Doug.
Alan.
What?
Alan, Steve.
God damn it, Shauna. You followed this game closely.
As always.
Dell, like we mentioned, Dell won. So Connor, let's talk about the trade.
Yeah.
So it worked out for Dell. He got what? 24.
Chubb and Adams, wasn't it?
Yeah. So he got 36 points out of it.
Yeah.
What you call it? Your man
Zeke
only got 20 points, I think.
That's
and there you go. Admittedly,
a surplus of 16 points.
Admittedly, what I would say is that had the trade not happened at all, Zeke would have got 20 of those 25 points that Chubb got, and Dell probably would have started Cooper, who got 30 points. So he would have got an additional 17 points. Additional 13 points. But look, it's fine. It worked out anyway, and Dell's in the playoffs. So congratulations, Dell. Good work.
The important thing is Martin lost.
That is the most important thing. Before we get to Martin, I wanna talk about Dell's team because I think it looks like a pretty nice team right now.
Yeah.
Like Brady, Mack, Chubb, Keenan Allen and Adams are 2 really good wide receivers. Like Nick Chubb has just been on monster fucking games.
Past few weeks.
Yeah. And Marlon Mack had a quiet game this week, but he's been good. And I think he's the running game in Indianapolis is pretty crazy. Everyone gets a go, but everyone scores lots of points, so it's fine. Allen and Adams are 2 good number 1 wide receivers. Gronk, obviously, I think he's going to be better after the bye week. James White that's a quiet game for White, but he's going to get back to doing crazy things again. Vinatieri's a good kicker. Cole's defense is the only question mark, but there's no good defenses other than the Bears. So, but Dell's team looks.
He only has 3 Patriots now, does he?
He's had 3 Patriots for a while, ever since he got rid of 7-11.
And the Patriots defense, yeah, it's just been Brady, Gronk, and White for a while now. But I would not write Dell off at all going on a run. Winning in the divisional game, winning in the conference game, whatever. And then in the final, who knows with a team like this. It's a strong team. Anyone?
Who are your bets on?
No, Barry's still going to win.
I don't want Barry to win.
Oh, of course he will.
If he doesn't win, it'll be an embarrassment. His undefeated season will be for naught.
Yeah.
Did Richie have a 10-game streak as well before?
That was 7, wasn't it?
7, yeah.
Yeah.
7 now.
I don't think
he's going by him right now.
But I think Dell could make a serious run. And Lashana, like you mentioned, he beat Martin in the game. So Melvin Gordon was injured coming into this game, but he ended up playing, and then he ended up getting 2 touchdowns. But I think he didn't play after halftime. There was no need for him. So Martin probably would have won if Melvin Gordon had kept playing. Carson Wentz had a quiet game.
It's a very good team, like, it's just unfortunate.
Martin's team is, on paper, is really, really good. But I think it's just some of the guys are just a little bit inconsistent. Otherwise, it would be up there with the other kind of top teams, I think. Just on name power alone, like... Antonio Brown and fucking Melvin Gordon and Carson Wentz, I was going to say, is kind of having a quite enough season to what we would be expecting. Like, what numbers has he got there?
He's still getting 20 points most weeks, although the last 2 weeks he's got a combined total of 14.0 points.
Yeah, of course, because he got fuck all last week.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
I do like the pickup of Javonte Adams, who has been very good for Martin, and I wouldn't rule him out in terms of pickup or waiver wire of the season. If he's one of the guys who carries Martin to a win, to a championship, could do. He's been 2 good games in a row now. Antonio Brown had a quiet game. He's kind of had a quiet season, which is strange.
He picked up a bit in the middle, but then he died down again.
So.
Not worth the WR1 pick that he was in the draft.
Yeah, whoever did that.
I wouldn't know anything about that sort of stuff.
Always go running back in the first round. Everyone knows that.
Like, all the top tier running backs are gone, and he's the top wide receiver. Listen, every single person had him in the top 5 picks of the draft, and I got him 7th. So fuck off.
Oh, obviously not then, did they?
What?
At least 2 people had him in, not there.
No, but all the mock drafts by like professionals.
Oh,
and
okay,
stuff.
okay.
And then you're so taking Barkley, an untested rookie in the first round. What kind of does that, huh?
I love my boy Saquon. Hey, nobody pick up Saquon from now on. Or let's do a dynasty where I just get him. Julian Edelman. Josh Gordon got 7 points. Cameron Brate, 8.6. Manny Sanders was a good season for Martin. Because I believe he was involved in some trades. I think he bounced around. Was he with John or Rob or something? Yeah. It's hard to keep track of these fucking things, Shauna. What do you think, Shaw?
I'm happy for Dell. I think it was a good matchup. I like it.
Speaks volumes to the whole league and shakes up the history of the Drisbowl, I would say.
It really does.
On the benches, so we mentioned Dell was fucking livid on Thanksgiving when the 2 boys just absolutely blew up and Zeke got 20 points. I wasn't worried though. I was like, don't worry, your team is still projected to do fine. Like, you'll still win, I think. But yeah, when you see fucking 57 points on your bench, you're like, you think it's going to be bad. And usually with Dell, it would be.
Yeah.
And he just be fucking cursing the goddamn Cowboys players forever then.
Yeah, like Cooper still didn't get as much as his 2 wide receivers, so it could have went bad. And it would have been understandable for his fury.
Yeah, Dell would have went on some sort of like fucking murder spree or something.
I like Nick Chubb's name.
You like Nick Chubb's name? Me too. He's a good guy. I think he would be a player to watch in future seasons. I think he could go quite high.
No, because he'll just be sucking ass now because he's doing well. So if I pick him up next year, he'll just suck ass. So leave him be.
Okay, well, I was kind of suggesting to everyone, like, if no one wants to pick him up, I'll draft him next year too. I don't mind. I believe in Nick Chubb. It's like Harvey Dent, Connor. Would you say Nick Chubb is kind of like Harvey Dent?
No, I was just thinking about how Chubb is like a colloquial term for an erection, or possibly a semi-erection. So, no surprises why Sean didn't like that.
Oh, Shauna, would you like to respond to these allegations?
Since I'm not there in person, Michael, will you please give Connor a little slap?
Don't do it. Don't.
Got him. Alright, fuck it, Shauna. We gotta go. Let's move on.
Mayfield. Njoku tries to leap, and he does right into the grass, but Bates will push him in. Touchdown!
That was David Njoku with the score as the Astros win their 4th on the bounce in a 92-83 victory over the Zebra Killers. The Astros head into Week 13 in a rich vein of form in what may well end up being a Luther Conference Championship warm-up against the Aztecs. The Zebra Killers need to win in Week 13 and hope the Dragons lose if they are to sneak into the playoffs and out of Marina. Alright, so Rob could have won this game.
But he did.
He lost by 9 points, and if he had played Kirk Cousins and Larry Fitzgerald, he would have had enough points to win it. So he played Lamar Jackson instead of Kirk Cousins. He got 20 points, which isn't it's okay for quarterback. J Howe has been killing Rob all year, and I don't think Rob will ever go near J Howe ever again. His boy full of blins.
1.5. Oh my god.
Yeah, there you go, Shawla. Good work.
Oh god.
Philip Lindsay, the snowplow, as Rob likes to call him. Shauna, can you comment on the nickname the snowplow?
What? Why is he called a snowplow?
Yeah, very good, Shauna. Good work. I don't know. Rob just came up with the name the snowplow. He said he doesn't even know why. I like
Live
it.
in a snowy area?
I think he's a Denver boy. I think he's a local lad. Maybe they get some snow in Denver, I'm sure. In the winter, at
Would
least.
he plow it though?
Yeah, like...
Oh.
Yeah, you know, like Mr. Plow. That's my name, that name again. It's Mr. Plow.
Mr. Plow.
Yeah, he was plowing snow. Not as
Okay.
hard as he's plowing your old one, John. It's a zinger and a
I
half.
got you there.
Zinger and a half, Shauna.
Ouch.
We got to remember not to roast the guests.
I know, guys. Nobody else gets this much shit, okay? This is ridiculous.
I feel like we get robbed.
Yeah, we probably give Rob some shit
Yeah.
anyway.
Rob can hold his own. I can't.
Oh, that's sexism, Shauna.
No, this is individualism, Connor.
Well, look, you know how that worked out for, Jesus.
Stalin.
For individuals.
Jarvis Landry has also not been good for Rob this season. Do you think Rob just likes to pick crazy players and see what happens, see what works out?
Yeah, like, Rob, he has a habit of just picking people with weird names.
Yeah. Or something interesting about it.
Or someone that he can make up fun nicknames for.
Yeah, he likes a team of characters, does Rob.
I mean, he needs to take my approach and just be more serious about it.
Yeah.
You know, and really, I just do everything analytically and just...
Buckle
Analytically,
in.
is that a word? Right word?
Homeopathically?
Homeopathically, that's the one.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Shauna. You could never say that word.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad you're here, Michael. You always help me with my words.
Alan Robinson got 3.7 points, Shauna. Again, Alan Robinson. Connor, you worked with Alan Robinson in the past.
Yeah.
What can you speak to your relationship then and now?
My relationship with him now is much better than it used to be.
Uh-huh.
Because he's not getting shit points on my team.
Yeah. Okay, and before?
It was bad.
Tell me how it went down when he left the club.
We were all pretty happy. Because as I've said, he was just getting shit points on my team. So now he's doing it to Rob Fay. So he couldn't be doing it to a better man.
Yeah, of course you have a famous rivalry with Rob that stretches back weeks.
Oh, if not months.
Yeah, well, let's calm down on that. Greg Olson hasn't had a great season really since he's come back. I think he said a couple of weeks. Dalvin Cook got 13 points. Now, Connor, we mentioned last week that Rob either did win or didn't win due to having too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
This week, just the one cook, and brings home the loss.
Yeah.
So
2 was a good number because he won with 2.
yeah,
1 is not enough. You need more cooks. Like when Dalvin Cook's preparing the mains, who's cooking the starters?
yeah. Who's the sous chef?
Yeah.
Also, Jared Cook is out there, I think, on the waivers. So
I think so.
if in a pinch, you could go to 3 cooks next week.
Ooh, like a pinch of salt.
But then I
Nice.
do think that is too many cooks in the kitchen.
I think that might be too many kicks.
Yeah.
Cooks. Okay, well, like maybe too many kicks. Too many kicks missing the scoring opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later on.
Really?
Rob also, in the vein of doing Rob Fay things, picked up, I think his name is Andre Rosas or something like that. But the Giants kicker, Aldrich Rosas,
Oh.
who I had never heard of. But he got him 12 points. So there's something to be said for Rob's just throw shit at the wall and see what happens approach.
This guy's on the up. This guy's actually fairly good for a
Oh.
fucking... What is he, a kicker?
Yeah, Giants kicker, yeah. I guess just no one's heard of him.
Yeah.
And the Texans D, Rob needed Texans D to get 20 points, I think, or roughly thereabout. So they got 11 against Tennessee, so it could have worked out. But it
Yeah.
didn't, and now Rob is in a difficult position of having... I say that, everyone's beating me recently, so that shouldn't be a problem. So he just needs you to then beat Richie, which is probably less likely than Rob beating me.
Well, I mean, I've said it already. Rob Fay has been the worst scorer 2 of the last 3 weeks, and if you probably
And I was included in that, so
if you
that's real
average out
bad.
his last 5 weeks, he's probably the worst scorer overall.
Yeah.
I haven't crunched them numbers, but I'm pretty sure.
That's a
by looking
bold
at the
claim
fig-
to make.
I can fucking average it out now if you want.
Don't you? Oh my god.
I am definitely the worst scorer overall.
Overall, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Sean. No one's questioning
100%,
that. Yeah, you're terrible.
Well,
Okay, good.
I'm
That's why you
guessing he
guys are being
scores as
real
well
out
than
there.
like highest scoring per week.
Yeah.
Just to make that clear. That's the figures I'm looking at. No one else has these figures because I did this all myself in Excel, and you're never going to see these figures.
I
So
think
fuck
you should
yourselves.
put these figures up. They're very interesting.
Yeah, I got color codes as well. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and graphs and stuff. It's pretty slick, you guys.
Hmm.
Peek behind the Iron Curtain, see how the sausage gets made.
Ew.
Shauna, let's talk about Danny's team because I feel we never do. Or else we always talk about how we never do, and then in talking about never doing it, we never do it, Connor. I've lost him in the stats.
Sorry, I was looking at these
He's in the
figures.
stats.
Yeah.
I tell you, he gets one look at the stats and he's gone. My God.
Boys.
So, Shauna, talk us through Danny's team.
Well, Matt Ryan did very well. Well, very well for quarterback. It's okay.
Yeah.
Was these top scorer? Yeah. Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler, yeah, who I was trying to pawn off in trades earlier in the season, then just kind of let go.
Oh really?
So,
Oh really? Oh god. I got him as a freebie.
but he worked out.
And I can't say this guy's name, but his name was David.
Johnson?
No.
What?
I can say
Oh,
John.
David Njoku. David
Njoku.
Njoku, the Browns tight end. I think he's had a couple of good weeks now, so he's been impressive, and I like Njoku. That Browns team, it's something to watch in the future, Shauna, for next year's draft. He had Odell Beckham got 9 points and Mike Evans. See, he is also, I think, kind of like Martin in that, like, those two guys, I think, should be getting consistently more.
Yeah.
Because he's often carried by, like, Kareem Hunt just going fucking bananas. And then a couple other guys jumping in. But if Danny's team can get Evans and Beckham, like, consistently getting higher scores in the, like, the back end of the season, like, anything could happen. He's put up 140s
I
or
don't
so
know what's going to
before.
happen though.
Oh, I think it could be the best playoffs that we've had. Saying that, Barry's probably just going to win it all and just ruin it
100%,
all.
yeah.
But
We'll get to the
I'll use my witch
figures.
voodoo on him.
it could be some very high scoring,
Finals.
yeah, and playoffs and
Championship
stuff.
games,
Yeah. Downtown John Brown, 25 yards. I'm pretty sure the last time he had a good game was against me. So, goddamn you, Downtown John Brown. I thought we were friends. Justin Tuck, don't give a fuck, got 10 points.
Nice.
Connor, you wanted to mention someone, did you?
Did I?
No, I just thought you were looking at, but yes.
Oh no. Just on Danny's bench. Misfortune befell one of our favourite players.
Okay, go on. What happened?
He didn't play. He had an injury to his foot. It's the hardest working foot in
Oh
football.
my god. It's of course we're speaking of Shauna, I'm sure you know of Alex Collins, the Irish dancing running back.
Of course, yes.
We like to follow his career here on the TMCAP or whatever the fuck the acronym would be. And we like to keep a little eye on Alex Collins. He's a good guy. He does some Irish dancing, and he's been wasted on Denny's bench all year. And saying that, Shauna,
Wasted.
we're fucking sick of being in goddamn Luther Conference
Robin,
corner.
Danny, yeah, well, these are it's two people you don't want
No,
to.
I have one question about the Luther Row.
Oh yeah, okay, shoot.
Because John asked it on the thing as well, but I don't think anyone asked it on. Because in the standings,
Yes.
I'm above John.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going on points then.
So my understanding of this is that the league is just stupid, because he should be ahead of you because he has more points scored. You've split your head-to-heads, and you have a worse divisional record than he does.
Yeah.
So-
I have less points scored against me. Whereas, so like I have just say 160 points less scored
Yeah.
against. I've scored more than him, but I have like 200. I have like 100. I don't know. I can't do maths.
Yeah.
107. Less against. So I think it's fair.
Yes.
So maybe.
So
maybe
it's-
the app is right. Then.
It appears to be points. It appears they're going on points difference, which would make
Okay.
sense. But
I'll
even
see how it is.
yeah,
So
even-
I hope it's that.
even in that case, Shauna, which we should actually talk about because that's something
Because
that
he might need to edit that, will he?
yeah, no, we'll have to move some stuff around. Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll probably just automatically put me in when I shouldn't be in.
Yeah, I've had to move people around pretty much every time we've done this to make sure that
okay.
the right people get in.
Well, if you want to edit this out and let's not tell John, even though...
No, because this is an important issue we got to discuss. But yeah, so it appears to be points difference. Are you looking at the rules there? It's but even if it was points different, John, the way we do it is head to head, and then so it's like conference head to head.
Twice, that would have been different.
Yeah, conference head to head, division, and then it would be points. So even then, it's like the fourth rundown thing or whatever. So
yeah, okay.
So it's unlucky, Shauna. So you need a Martin and fucking John tie next week.
And a beaten Barry.
Yeah, and if anyone will do something crazy like that, Shauna, it's probably you. But saying that, Shauna, I'm sick of being in Luther Corner. You know, Connor? You know, sitting over here in the Luther Corner. We've done them all. We've done all the teams.
Yeah.
Let's get into the fun stringer corner.
Luther.
Fun stringer corner. Robots in disguise.
Sure.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on to the last two games.
Bronco home game and backpedaling to the end zone, getting rid of it. Off the hit and picking up a man in stride. It's Smith-Schuster. Smith-Schuster inside the 30. Stiff arm and he's going to go 97 yards for the touchdown.
That was Juju Smith-Schuster with the score as the Warriors continue their win streak in 147 to 107 rout of the Dragons. They will look to become the first team to win all the regular season games when they come up against the Reggae Sharks next week. The Dragons need to at least match the Zebra Killers' result to get into the playoffs, but will face a resurgent Titans team with nothing left to lose in week 13. Okay, so this game, Barry against Richie. So Richie's team, I'm pretty sure the linchpin of this team is Mark Ingram. When Mark Ingram and Drew Brees play well, Richie's team is like significantly better and they can beat anyone. This week Mark Ingram had a quiet game, as did a lot of the Saints players actually. Kamara only got 10, Ingram got 6, and I think Thomas only got 3, which was weird because they scored 31 points. None of them got anything. But Richie needs Mark Ingram to help his team, and he wasn't able to do that this week. And then Barry just put up 147 points anyway. I think Barry's got 3. He's been the high scorer 3 weeks running now.
Yeah, that in one. That was one of my stats. Look at it right there.
Yeah,
1-1-1,
which is terrifying.
Especially at this point in the season.
Yeah, to go 12 games,
13 games.
Yeah,
let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shauna, but it's not happening for you.
I'm not under any illusion that it is happening.
His win record is just crazy. Remember we did it was like 80-something%. It's just going to keep going up.
Barring Driss last year, the final, what would his win record be?
Well, I was only regular season. I didn't even take into account the postseason.
What do you mean? Are you talking about his run without the postseason last year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually don't.
That figure?
I can get it up, I think. Barry won his last 4 games of last season, so he's currently on in regular season 16 game win streak in the regular season. Fucking crazy. I don't know why they're white. I can't remember. This was last year.
I don't think I won 16 games combined this year and last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's probably a couple of teams that haven't won 16 games in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
If you combine them, you'd be in one.
Barry's terrifying. Deshaun Watson came in because fucking what's the other guy? Mahomes was out. Deshaun Watson got 30 points. Aaron Jones. I keep saying Adam Jones. Aaron Jones comes in. We're gonna have to give him a nickname so I stop confusing him. Aaron Jones came in and got 15 points. He's been good, a good pickup since they traded away the other guy, so he's been like a number 1 running back in Green Bay, which is so annoying. Adam Thielen is of course one of the best receivers at the minute, 18.5 points. Juju 25 points, Zach Ertz 15 points, Lenny Fournette. He got 2 touchdowns. I think he got all his points in the first half, and then I think he got kicked out. I didn't even look at this, but I think he got kicked out. He got in a fight or whatever, so I think he might be. There's a potential he could be suspended next week. Shauna, you're in with a chance.
Yeah, 1 game suspension, but he's appealing. With the schedule for Tuesday afternoon, which was today.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone look this up when you hear about it. Or maybe you already know about it. Who knows? Jake Elliott got 9 points. Jags D didn't have a good game. Only 2 points. But 147 points. Barry's scoring points for fun. It's disgusting. Like, how many points has he got in the last 3 weeks?
Barry.
300, pretty much.
More. So
No, yeah, but in the last 2.
probably over 450 points in the last 3 weeks. Definitely over 450 points.
Oh my god. God damn it, Barry. For fuck's sake.
He's ruining the fun for everyone else.
Oh. He deserves to win it. Like, just the run he's got at. It'd be catastrophic if it'd be just like the Patriots.
Oh.
Just on his points, I don't know what you're going to say, but leave it for your match. He's broken the record for most points scored in the season with 1 regular game left.
So he,
I took that off me because I had the figure up there, but I think I closed down. It was like 1,400 and something. He's now over that.
Yeah, well, we'll just talk about it now because he broke it, but I also broke it.
Yeah.
And I am,
Ahead of him.
17 points ahead of him, I think.
He keeps it up though. He could take that off.
13 points. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. So I gotta put a beat down on Rob this week, so I can be the highest scorer ever or whatever. Yeah. So comes down. It's 13 points in it. So if I get 13 points,
No, if he gets 13 points more than you.
yeah.
Which-
Which he probably will. He'll hit another 157 or something like that.
Well, last week he only bet you by 3 points. So if he does that again,
Yeah.
it's hard to say. We'll find out. That'd be annoying, wouldn't it?
It would be so annoying.
The highest scorer pretty much all year.
Yeah, to lose it in the last week.
They'd be like, you'll remember this. Sebastian Vettel in the 2010 Formula 1 championship.
Yes, of course.
He only led the championship after the last race and won it.
Yeah, I remember that well. Yeah. So we mentioned a bit Richie's team. So Breeze got 20. Ingram let him down with 6. Carson has got 12.3 2 weeks running. I think he might just continue to get 12.3 for like the rest of the time now. That just seems to be like what he gets. Julio Jones has stopped getting touchdowns now, but he's going to wait until week 14 and then he'll get like 9 or something against me. Stephon Diggs, I think he's had a couple nice games recently, got 15 points. Stuart Kittle.
Oh yeah.
Stuart Kittle is better than T Kittle.
I didn't get that at all.
Stuart
I was
Little.
like, who's Stuart Kittle? And then only when someone posted a picture of Stuart.
Oh yeah.
Because I think he spelled it Stewart.
Don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and Stuart is Stuart.
Yeah.
In Stuart Little, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking thinking of the
nitpicking.
prod Stuart, you prick, Rob.
Yeah, Rob, you son of a...
Thinking of the fucking King of England who came over to Ireland. And
Alf Stewart from Home and Away.
I was thinking of Lord Stuart Bryce, I believe, was one of the lads who came over and planted in Ireland.
And he's related to Alf Stewart?
Yes.
Julian Edelman, this is what I was saying. What did I say last week, Connor? He's just going to get between like 11 14 points.
Well, you got more than 14, so you were wrong.
Oh, well, fuck. Give me come on.
No.
Give me a little bit of leeway. What's going on here?
Horrible.
Lutz got 7. Bears got 13. Bears D are just balling out.
Yeah.
So good. Easily the best
that's
defense.
That's a poorest score for them.
Yeah. What about benches? T.Y. I always feel like we're talking about T.Y. on Richie's bench. Got 12.5 points. Frank Gore 7. Duke Johnson 4. Humphreys 11. Nothing that was ever going to change any of the results.
40 points behind.
And then, of course, Barry just has Robert Woods, Tyreek Hill, and Patrick Mahomes come back from the buys. So,
crazy.
So there's that. You know, it's not good, Sean. What do you think?
Not good, Michael.
It's not good.
Not good. I'm fucked.
Yeah, and on that note, Sean, let's move on to the last game.
Late clock winding down at 2. Newton gets it to McCaffrey. Wide open. Touchdown.
That was Christian McCaffrey with the scores. He put up 35 points against a team that owned him for a day. Clearly still upset about the way it all went down, CMC ended the day with 2 TDs. What are you laughing at?
It's just funny.
The Millions crashed to their 3rd defeat on the bounce, having scored nearly 400 points in those 3 games. But the team will need to regroup for a game against the Zebra Killers if they want to win the top scoring prize of the season. Titans coach Mourne must now lament on why it wasn't until after they were knocked out that his team started to get it together. But if this form can be carried into the marina, I'm sure he won't mind. So Connor, you beat me this week. I lose. That's my thing now.
Yeah. Used to my thing.
Yeah.
Passed it on. You got the credit.
I've inherited. Well, I mean, I got it a couple weeks ago, but so going into this game, you must have been pretty confident.
Absolutely not. Like, I had to pick up a fucking last minute quarterback there.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton, and it turned out to be a bad pickup. I think actually, no, I had Colt McCoy in.
Yeah.
And then I was like, he's only in like second game or something. And then I saw Andy Dalton was playing the Browns at home. I was like, oh, that'll be a fucking
home
walkover.
run. Yeah.
Nope. But it worked out in the end.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd got you a touchdown through that
Yeah.
game, so yeah, I mean that helps in winning games.
Everything helps.
And tell me this: so obviously Christian must have been upset having joined a team in the playoffs, only to then be sent back to the Marina, and he decided to take that out on the team that it all went down with. What was his frame of mind going into the game, or how did you coach him?
Well, you seem to be looking at it as a kind of revenge for him. It was more of a relief match because he said his even though it was a day, his time in
The OC.
Don't call it that. He said it was awful. It was just poor facilities, poor hygiene by the other players. Is one thing he mentioned. Strong smell of weed, which as a devout Jehovah's Witness, he's not allowed to do that.
He probably shouldn't be doing that anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
So
literally,
he's happy,
relieved to be back.
and so concludes my TED Talk.
Yes, I didn't do that on that Connor, Eric Ebron burnt you last week.
He did, yeah,
in a big spot.
Oh God!
Decided that when you're done is the time to really jump into action.
Yeah.
So again, talk us through that thought process with Eric. And
I know I didn't talk to him.
You didn't talk to him.
Yeah, we weren't on speaking terms.
So the silent treatment.
He saw how much fun I was having with Christian, and he was like, "Oh, I want some of that. Conor Moran is a cool guy. He's an amazing coach. I want to be in his good books, so I'll score 2 touchdowns."
Yeah, there you go. It sounds like Eric from the times I've spoken to him.
There's a word that I'm trying to think of, but I can't think of it. So
He's
that.
He's definitely that.
What did you say, Shawla?
He's a neat guy.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
Connor, speaking about guys who haven't turned up until you were out, Lamar Miller, 22 points. Got to be pleased with that.
I mean, yeah, like if we could do it in the regular season, that would have been nice. But now that we've all accepted our fate, brought them off some ice cream.
Yeah, they just seem more relaxed as a group.
I put some laxative in it because I didn't want it to be all good for them.
Yeah,
because
you got to taint it.
We're out of the fucking
You're not gonna encourage.
We're not gonna win the Drisbowl. I'm not gonna encourage that sort of shit. Well, actually, with laxative, that is the exact definition of what it does. But yeah, I just gotta encourage them to keep us out of the Marina Cup winning match.
Yeah, ceremony.
Yeah, so hopefully that happens.
And then your boy Gostowski, 9 points. The Panthers, 2 points. But it was enough for the win. You beat my team. Russell Wilson came in, did a tidy job, 22 points. Zeke, I'm happy with a 20-point performance. Barkley, 26. Thomas, I mentioned that goddamn Saints game where they scored 31 points, but he just didn't get anything.
Yeah.
My boy Calvin Ridley, I want to give a special shout out to him because after I traded away Adams, I didn't want to play Jeffrey because he's a piece of shit. And AJ Green is still injured, so I threw Calvin in. I was like, you got this, kid, I believe in you. And through no fault of his own, he scored a touchdown and a fumble, so get it together a little bit, Calvin. But the touchdown was good. I brought Vance in at tight end. Don't know why, probably shouldn't have. Waste time. 2.7 points. Another special shout out to Sonny Michel who came back. Did you see the tackle? I bet you didn't.
Refresh my memory, I may have seen it.
He got bent in half.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
His legs got trapped, like he was running forward, his legs got trapped, and then some guys pushed him back. He was literally like, his torso was like facing up and his legs were facing down. Like he was just like...
Is he dead? Is he paralyzed?
He came back and he scored a touchdown.
Oh.
It was crazy, yeah. Everyone thought he was going to be like broken in half, like his spine was shattered. And he was like, no, I'm good, you guys. Put me in, coach. Bobby Gould boned me with a -2. If he had gotten not that -2 and a field goal, I would have won.
Yeah, a +3.
So it's safe to say Bobby Gould is dead to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Redskins, 4 points. Don't know what I'm doing with defense. I kind of like the Redskins, but maybe I need to make a move. Just a quick mention on the Zeke trade. My thinking is, and it has been for the last 2 weeks, is just the last 3 games. So I don't need Zeke to be amazing this week or next week. I would like it next week now that I need the goddamn top scoring point. But he, if he keeps putting up 20 plus points till the end of the season, I'll be very happy. And I think my thinking is that with him, Barkley and Gurley, that, on their day,
any of them in your flex is pretty good.
Yeah, but I think all of those guys are capable of 30 points. So if I can corral them to maybe just 2 of them get maybe close to that, and then the other guy maybe he just gets 20. That's a good start from 3 players. That's like
80 points,
70, 80 points.
Players.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm like. I need that consistent. I need to make sure that I get those guys. And then maybe I can beat Richie and Barry. But who knows? Probably not now because I'm on a 3-game losing streak and I'm terrible. But Shawla, what do you think?
I agree.
With all of that?
Everything.
Oh my god! Were you even listening?
Yeah, I was.
She wasn't.
Oh, Shawnee, you better.
I just wasn't expecting to be called upon there. I was kind of in the zone.
Just while we're on my game, didn't get to see a lot of it. Had a lot going on, Connor, this weekend. Which is, cards on the table, guys. The analysis might not be as stellar as usual. Not only because we brought Sean on.
Ouch, guys.
Me and Connor also didn't really get to see many of the games. I was busy. I was setting up Christmas, Connor, and I was buying a cat and stuff. So.
Bought a cat?
But it's not personally my cat. This is in a previous pod, Johnny. We discussed the process of purchasing a cat. Cat.
Which part of that?
This was actually an unreleased podcast. Never to hear.
Okay.
We discussed cat AIDS as well.
Yeah.
Does the cat have AIDS?
Nice.
No, thankfully.
Oh, okay.
But went up. We got a
How
cat.
can you be sure?
2-hour drive to get the cat, Sean. 2-hour drive.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. Cat was $200.
Oh, Christ.
Price of cats these days. I'm telling you. It's mad.
That's like $100
drive would be
an hour.
for me driving to Dublin from Rooski.
Yeah.
That's like a big drive.
Yeah.
You go pick up a cat.
Yeah. And it's all motorway from there to wherever I was going.
Sweden.
He's a good cat. His name's Loki, Shauna.
Nice. The devil? The troublemaker?
The god of mischief.
That's what I was. Yeah, he's kind of shy. We gotta coax him out and get him going a little bit. It's like the hurricane. Special shout out to my best friend, the hurricane dog, Raw Raw Raw. When he first turned up, he was quite shy. So you gotta coax him out. You gotta bribe him, Connor. Is what you do. You gotta bribe him with treats.
Yeah.
And then you're like, there you go, little critter. We're best friends now. And on that note, Shauna, let's move on. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So again, cards on the table. Hodgepodge of a week. So the end bit is we're gonna freewheel a little bit, Connor. We're gonna see what happens. So the thinking behind this is with the whole constitutional crisis, as I like to call them. With that all going down and the whole, let's make a rule book and a constitution and everything like that. I was like, let's come up with some rules, let's get into it, We'll come up with some ideas we can implement. So we got a new segment called
I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules, I count 'em.
So Shauna, we're gonna just come up with some new rules. So Shauna, what would you, if off the top of your head, what kind of rules would you like to implement in the Constitution? What do you think is some obvious ones?
Like an obvious one that should be in every league is that, if you're a girl, you get to go straight to the final.
Fuck's sake.
Automatically.
What about leagues that are all girls?
Well, then everyone goes to the final.
John, that would make sense unless it's a 2-person league. Do you know how much fun a 2-person league is? None.
Quite fun. 50% chance of winning.
50% chance of
Yeah,
losing.
exactly.
Oh, I live on the edge. A probability.
I like to live dangerously.
Okay, well that's an interesting one, Shauna. I'm sure we can discuss that in future.
Or if your name is Shauna, you get to go straight to the final.
Yeah, again.
Just throwing it out there.
Again, I don't know.
Just for discussion.
We'll talk about it.
I think if we put
That's
that
all I'm
to a
asking.
vote, it might not get the support it needs.
Shawna just needs to kind of whip support, you know, like the
Yeah.
political whip.
You'll need to
Lobby.
filibuster.
Yeah, well, lobby probably more than filibuster.
I'll filibuster.
I need to get advice.
Yeah. All right, Sean. Just watch a little bit of House of Cards. I think you get the idea. Okay, so
He's a nice guy.
I got a couple obvious ones that I think should make it. So right. So one thing, no tanking, I can live with. It's done. No more tanking or whatever.
Okay.
Tanking being the idea that, you know, you give up and you trade all your assets away. What I would say is that once you're out of the playoffs contention, the current rule as it stands is that you no longer can trade now, even though the trade deadline was up, which I think is unfair, because what if you need somebody? You're just automatically, you can't trade, you know? So I think amend that rule so that you can, even if you're limited, you can trade, but that falls under the tanking rule, that you can't just shoot all your guys away. So the tanking covers that, so you're still allowed to trade. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but who defines what's tanking and what's trading?
Well, if you're trading for the benefit of your team, like...
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
an obvious to
All-
like a panel, let's say.
all trades should be subject to approval.
I just
Maybe
feel like
towards
it's
that
quite
bit
rich
of the
that
season.
You guys are speaking about this.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Quite rich that you guys are talking about this right now.
Yeah, well, that's fair, Shauna. Do you want to comment on it?
We have the most first-hand experience, Shauna, so...
I know, but I just feel like you're trying to dig yourselves out of a big hole that you've made during the week.
Oh, no.
We're
Clarifying,
break any rules.
we're clarifying the legal process going forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I think it's weird that if you're knocked out of the playoffs, you just can't trade anymore. They're just like, well, tough. Fuck you. You can't trade. But if you need something, you should be able to trade.
Yeah.
But that if you're knocked out before the trade deadline or whatever, who knows? So that's something to think about, you guys. You know, let's start a conversation, Shauna. Not with you though. God damn it.
Women.
Oh, here's a fun one. I was thinking about, Connor. Compensatory picks. So you know, if you trade picks away, so you know the way, say Martin traded you a fucking 6th and 7th or whatever, then instead of getting those picks back at the 15th, that we maybe get them like the 12th or something. So it's more of value, because that's what they do in the NFL. If you trade away picks or players or whatever, you get additional picks, and they do a maths thing.
Okay.
So I think that would be interesting. Shauna, what are your ideas on that?
Yeah, it sounds good, but I wouldn't want to be in charge of doing the thinking behind it.
Yeah, well,
I would just need to be told when to pick and where to pick.
Yeah. That's fine, Shauna.
So that's like an additional job for the commissioner to sort that all out.
Yeah, so I was thinking
Yeah.
maybe like 5 rounds behind or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because people just traded me their picks. They never even said like, oh, give me
something in return.
Give me your even like 12th or 13th. So
Yeah.
just so they're not picking at the very end.
Yeah.
Like I probably would have given them that.
Yeah.
Like you did.
Too late now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter anymore.
Okay, something else I was thinking about, Connor. Let's up the golden snitch rule.
What's the rule at the minute?
It's 25 points for a defense.
Oh my god. That's a lot.
Because I think with the golden snitch rule,
They're so rare. Was there been 2 or 3?
I think in the last 3 years there hasn't been one this year, I don't think.
Okay.
I think there's been one in the last 2 years, like each year.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not common.
Yeah.
But I think let's fucking jack it up. Let's do like 50 points. Let's guarantee that win. Because 25 points, I don't think like.
So you're saying if someone gets a golden snitch, they win the game?
I think that's what the golden snitch is about.
Okay,
really.
Yeah. Look, it's so rare that I don't think it really.
I think you got to jack it up.
Yeah.
We gotta go
75. No, just do it like the actual golden snitch. 150 points.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna move. Sean, what do you think about that?
I like it. I'm all in.
Anyone who gets the golden snitch pretty much automatically is the top scorer in the history.
In history,
So
yeah.
I would say we bar them from that record.
Yeah.
If they get a golden snitch.
Yeah. I would.
Okay.
That would be hard to implement on the. We can just subtract the points away. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah,
So give them the points. And then
you get the win, but yeah, they subtract the points. Yeah, so
So
that's
like a little asterisk beside it.
it's
There
a
you
good
go.
good amendment. This is what it's all about, Shauna. Rules and laws and Congress.
Are we the Senate?
Could be.
That makes you the House, Shauna.
You're the House.
I'm the house.
And you know what they say about the House,
Nice.
Shauna?
Burns down.
No, the House always wins. God, burns down, Sean. Jesus Christ. Shauna, this one I think could be interesting to you. Marina losers must henceforth be branded with an M tattooed anywhere on their body, and additional M's will be added accordingly.
Oh my god. Seriously?
I mean, you get to pick where on the body.
Oh my god.
Under my big toe.
Yeah,
No.
Whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you just gotta. It's not about people seeing it. It's about carrying it on you forever.
Yeah.
Oh God, no, that's so shameful.
I don't think Dell's worn the Marina jersey once.
Yeah, we gotta up this.
Yeah. This is serious business, guys. This isn't some fucking
Yeah.
I don't think he even has. He doesn't even have the t-shirt in his possession.
That's what I'm saying henceforth. And I'm not saying maybe this year, because obviously the rule needs to be implemented next year. And I'm saying let's put this to a vote, you know?
Oh, it is interesting, but it's quite scary.
You can put those M's anywhere. They're tiny. You can do tiny little M's. As long as we can make out that it's a tiny little M, that's fine. You can put it anywhere. But it's the carrying it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
The shame of the Marina.
That lack
It is
of
the
being
shame
able
that
to
you have to
donate
carry
blood for 2 years. Yeah, that's what you need.
That's what you need.
Yeah. I got a rule I'd like to mention. This goes out to Danny. No nipple piercings.
I could get behind that.
Yeah.
That's definitely something to put up to a vote again, though.
I'm gonna write an executive order. That's straight,
You are the
that's
deputy.
straight in there.
You are the deputy to the commissioner, sir. You do not have that power. Okay, here's another one, Sean, I think you might like. All Rob Fay's trades must be put before a committee because we need to protect the league and Rob himself from his
himself.
own trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs help.
It's just
Can I be put on that list?
You haven't made any bad trades, have you? Have you traded away your best player, Shauna?
No.
Not since
I did a
first
good
year.
trade a couple of years ago when I got Tom Brady.
That's right, Sean. I won you the league.
Yeah, I did. See, that's the only trade I think I've ever really done that made a difference.
Yeah.
In fairness, I do a lot of slagging Rob. I traded away my best player twice this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Add me into that rule.
Okay, alright. Well, then we're just kind of talking about a committee for all trades. Is that something that you guys want to do?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Then there's no breaking news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do it for the media.
No.
That's a good point.
I
Unless it's
reject that rule.
a very small
I think
subcommittee.
we need to let people's bad trade ability speak for themselves.
Yeah. I agree.
And
But
drunk trade ability.
yeah, oh, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's where
you
Rob
can't
falls
take
down.
you can't take that away from the Driss.
I think Rob Fay knows what's happening, but just when he's drunk, he doesn't.
Should being drunk a trade while drunk be legal?
No, if anything, all trades should be done while drunk.
Okay.
That would be more interesting.
Alright, we can look into that.
I feel like we got a bartender in our midst.
Richie?
Yeah.
He's fucking in Ireland. How are we gonna get to him?
He can send us over
Cocktails.
Mix us some drinks, Richie, and FedEx them over.
Send them over. Send them to www.themocarlandconmanpodcast.com. #beans. Okay, Shauna, here's another one. And this is actually got some traction in the real fantasy world. There's talk of eliminating kickers.
Oh, that probably would have helped me this year because the amount of times I got minus my fucking kicker.
You did get a lot of minuses this year.
Thank you.
Shauna. I actually
so
got.
many minuses.
I got a few minuses this year too. Actually, yeah. Fuck kickers. I also have
I
here.
wouldn't be against that.
I also have here eliminate kickers and add more QBs, like 4 QBs. So everyone just has to play 4 QBs every week.
How many teams are in the league?
32.
Okay, so we'd have people with empty slots every week.
Yeah.
Just picking up like third choice QBs and hoping someone gets injured.
Yeah, so let's do that. Also, here's another one. Kind of, it's like that one, but so what we should do is just eliminate QBs and have like 4 kickers.
Oh my god, people have been picking kickers in the first round.
Yeah, kickers are it's a commodity.
then I wouldn't get the ghost. He'd be gone before I get a chance to pick him up.
Number 1 pick.
Yeah.
So there's some rules to think about going forward, Connor and Shauna. I hope you've learned lessons from this.
I have some good ideas anyway. Jumping off points.
Jumping off points. We're starting the conversation. It's going to be a post-season thing. Shauna, do you feel... have you any other new rules to throw in just before we move on?
No, thank you.
Perfect. All right. In the same vein, Shauna, one of the rules, we mentioned the golden snitcher down, but the reverse snitch is something that annoys me, Connor, because the name is not catchy. And it happens very often.
Yeah.
Like the missed PAT.
It's just something different.
From -5 to be called a reverse snitch, it's not clever.
It's not really a reverse snitch, like, because a snitch is a golden snitch is something that wins you the game.
It was a lazy idea. I think admittedly by me, probably. Yeah. It was lazy, I'll admit. It was back in the goddamn fucking Drisbowl Gazette days, I think.
My god.
Waste of time.
See what happened then.
Yeah, fucking, they're done. They're out of business. Good riddance to bad people, is what I say.
The news of the world.
Yeah. They did as much hacking, I would say.
Yeah.
But
they were just incompetent. They were evil.
in that vein, Connor, the reverse snitch is a terrible name, which leads us beautifully into another old segment called
Welcome to the coolest game show around. Name that rule.
Oh, that dolphin, he just fucking keeps showing up every time. I love that man.
He gets you every time. So let's fucking, because we had such success with the Marty B rule last year, or a few weeks ago.
Still untitled. Technically.
Yeah, it's technically the Marty B rule. Shawna, your thoughts on the Marty B rule name?
I like the name. I like it.
Yeah, Marty
It's
B.
catchy.
He's a cool guy, and he's just taking care of it for now. You know.
He's the interim
Keeping it
manager.
safe.
He's the Mick McCarthy to the eventual winner,
Yeah.
Stephen Kenny.
There you go.
Analogy.
Analogy.
Well done, Shauna. I knew we got you on here for some reason.
Good work,
I
Sean.
want an applause.
You kind of ruin it if you say that, though, Sean, because the applause is going to be there regardless.
You'll probably get one anyway.
Alright, so Sean, it's time to play Name That Rule. Alright, so the first idea, and I take it that you guys also don't have ideas for these.
No, not it.
If you think of something while I ramble, jump in, won't you? I'll just talk you through my thought process. So the first thing that I thought about was a reverse snitch. It's not a proud moment in the Drisbowl. It's, it's not good.
Yeah.
And I think, what else is not good about the Drisbowl? The marina, that's not good.
Danny's logo,
of course, also not good. But the worst thing
Connor.
about the league was obviously the stint of the young girl Go Clares.
Oh my God.
Which was obviously, and she got to a final, so that's a black spot on the history of the league.
I'm still unclear on what that actual team name was. I thought it was the Chicago Clares. Also, could have been just the Chicago
Clares, yeah. And then I thought of Eclairs as well, like the treat.
Oh, my God.
And, it was all over the place. So, if we're thinking about, something bad happens to you in a game and you're like, oh, God damn it. So kind of say you're fucking Sega Sousey, God forbid, touch wood.
That's not going to happen.
No, of course not. Say, Kaimi Fairbairn misses a PAT and I had him. You would turn to me and you would say, you just got clared. So, you get clared, I think, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
It denotes, it's easier than the reverse snitch, which I think is confusing and weird. And it's like, oh, Sean, you just got cleared in a big spot. Okay. So there's one
The
option.
highest of info.
Another one I have is just someone who misses a lot, who famously misses things almost non-stop. It's, of course, the Stormtroopers, Connor. The worst shots in film history. Terrible. So we could just call it, like, the Stormtrooper rule, or you being trooped, or... I don't know. That one's not great either.
No.
This one is... this is where it's at. This one takes some explaining.
Okay, here we go.
So I was in work and I was like, right, who are famous missers? People who miss things and it's gone down in history as, oh, I can't believe that person's missed something. So I type it into the internet. And what I found, Connor, was that I misspelled missers and I typed in misers. So famously stingy people. And I got reading. And I settled on Englishman Thomas Cook, who lived from 1726 to 1811, and he was known as the most contemptible miser who ever lived, Connor. And essentially, he was a super rich man who wouldn't spend any money on food, and one thing led to another, and his wife died of starvation. So I would say quite miserly, would you?
That's miserly, yeah. Starving your wife to death.
But in that vein, in that big sock, let's just call it the cook rule. Although that, now that I think about it, there's so many cooks in the kitchen currently. Could we add another cook?
Yes.
The cook rule. John, how do you feel about the cook rule?
I like it. It kind of sounds like you're saying kookaroo.
It does kind of sound like I'm saying cookaroo.
Then Sergio gonna be fine. Fuck a recession. I own 20 kookaroos.
21, sir.
I own 21 kookaroos. Y'all don't own one kookaroo. Not one. Not one. Y'all are fucked.
You all are fucked.
He's not wrong. Everyone loves chicken. I'm doing fine.
So that's just some thought. I think we need to get away from the reverse snitch. It's a weird bad name. I'm open to suggestions. Mine were obviously scrambled together. Anything come to mind, Connor or Shauna? Famous missers.
Well, leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
Do you know what else was shit?
Go on.
Cromwell. Called the Cromwell rule.
Okay.
So piece of work.
Yeah. Cromwell. And that might anger me though every time that it happens. And be like, oh, Cromwell.
Who else missed?
Who was the guys who started World War One? The guys who shot Franz Ferdinand.
Oh, the Black Hand?
I don't know, because they fucked up the first time. Then they were like, oh, bollocks, and they wanted to get a sandwich. And then he drove by.
There we go, that was easy. I believe, they were called the Black Hand. Black Hand.
Yeah, I could live with the Black Hand rule.
Yeah, sounds ominous.
Yeah, it sounds John related.
Yeah.
Goddamn hands.
Do you know who else missed? Finkel.
Finkel missed?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Laces out.
That's good, I like that.
Because that is actually
that's
a PAT, is it? Or
I think it's a field goal, but I could definitely live with the Finkel.
You got Finkeled.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Shauna, how do you feel about Finkeled?
I like it.
Could also refer to inadvertently having sex with a man that you thought was a woman, which has never happened to me. I just want to make that clear.
Is that what Finkeling is?
Well, that was in that movie as well.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
oh, right.
Because she was a man.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're talking about Ace Ventura in case
yes.
that.
Yes, I thought that was an actual thing. It might be now, though.
No, but that's a man and Ace Ventura is sex there.
So, Shauna, there are some of the rules that we had. We talked about them. We had it all. And on that note, I think it's time to say goodbye. So, Shauna, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show. How have you enjoyed it?
I've loved it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been too long to have you on. Week 11 or 12, whatever this is.
I got kicked off last week.
Yeah, yeah, that was unfortunate. That was, Rob Faye's a bit of a diva like that, though, isn't he?
I know. I mean, you don't want to step on his toes.
Shauna, before we let you go, I don't know what your obstetrical needs are, but we have a good guy in Drogheda. He'll look after you. He'll do whatever you need.
You have a promo code or anything?
You got a promo code Tarantula. The second.
Oh,
it's updated. Yeah, the beans was our Black Friday one. So
yeah,
it's over now.
Tarantula second.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll leave it up to you to decide how to spell second. Is it letters?
I was gonna say which way.
You'll figure it out.
Sean, if we told you, you wouldn't earn it though, would you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can't see my screen enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
I need my optometrist.
Yeah, well, let's go there first, and then he'll fix your whatever you need, and then the next time you can use the promo code. That's how he gets you in. That's how the codes work.
Yeah.
He's real.
That's how they get you.
Self-sustaining economy.
He's a clever marketer, that guy. I believe he's Latvian, I think. You're gay.
Am I?
And on that note, Shauna, we gotta hit the road. Goodbye. We'll see everyone next weekend. Good luck.
Bye.